MG, that's how we live. Okay, let's go.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome to another episode of 7 p.m. in Philly.
Yes, sir.
Yo, man. Yo. We got to quiet on the set, y'all. I got my dog here. He's an entrepreneur. He's my personal trainer. He's Mr. Will bust your ass in the gym. You want to get a sweat on? You ain't taking that hoodie off. This is my dog. This is my brother. X, welcome to the motherfucking podcast.
What up? I appreciate the kind words, brother. Appreciate the kind words.
Man. Welcome, man. Is this your first podcast, bro? Have you ever been on one before?
This is my first podcast where it's just me.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
That's
what's up. I like that.
Yeah. How you feeling?
I feel great.
Yeah?
I feel great.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here. Appreciate y'all for having me.
This is shut the fuck up and work for real.
Yeah,
This is the bull. We done content.
Sure.
We done content with him. He definitely put us to work. He killed us on social media. So check out that stuff on our social medias and shit.
For sure. If you ever
man.
like, yo, bro, if you can check out the content, you can see you gonna see me crying, dog. Like it looked like I was like in boot camp or some shit like that, man. But it was cool, man. It was definitely refreshing. My dog got me going, man, and shout out to you for that, bro.
Nah, it's all love both ways. I mean, the name is Mr. Shut the Fuck Up and Work for a reason. I think part of it is, to teach my clients to be quiet. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth. So sometimes it's better to listen, and then, we're going to put that work in. Only a 30-minute session, but you're going to leave feeling a lot better and or a lot worse than when you came in.
Love that.
Nah, for sure. Definitely be sore, bro. Like, oh my God. Like it's definitely a workout. Yeah. It's different than me going to work out with any other person that I've ever worked out with, any classes I've ever worked out with hitting muscles and body parts that I didn't even know that can actually get sore or hurt or whatever. So, so definitely that's how I know like that shit is working. So for sure.
So actually, I want to ask you, since while we're here and while we're on this topic, how would you classify your style of training? Because it's weight training, but it's also, like you said, boot camp style, but it also gives like yard house type.
For sure.
Jail
house.
Shit, so it's a little bit of mixture of everything. Obviously, the main focus is for anyone coming in to either grow and or shrink your body down to what you want. So we go through a different couple styles, traditional, just lifting weights, and then we have calisthenics as well. And then, we throw in something like a boot camp jail type workout where it may be a circuit of something really, really uncomfortable. My goal is to kind of I know my work is my work, right? So I know that everybody's going to reach their gym goals. But how much can we, empty out the gas tank? The easiest way to put it. I want you to leave feeling depleted, and then 15 to 20 minutes after that workout feeling like you have so much energy to do whatever you want.
For sure.
Respect, most definitely.
Yeah, because the first time, and this is how I knew he was different, bro. So the first time I met him, and we was talking about this off camera, when I met him, he was like no nonsense, and I was like, oh shit, he's one of them niggas.
Yeah, when he said no nonsense.
Like just no nonsense. And then the one thing he first says to me, he goes, I can already feel it. Somebody gonna ruin my motherfucking day today. I said, shit.
I remember that too.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is like
clear as day.
You're like, before the workout, I think I'm like a great person. It's like happy. I want to know all your gym goals and everything. And then your shoes could be tied the wrong way. Yeah. Someone has to take us there in that workout. Yeah. So I try to lead by example, nitpick at the small things so that we can get the workout, super animated. Yeah. And at the same time, like I want you to feel very, very uncomfortable. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. What got you into becoming like a personal trainer? What piqued your interest into that lane?
To be honest, when I started with the gym stuff, it had nothing to do with being a personal trainer. I was a walk-on at Wilmington University. I think being a trainer, I'm a little bit crazy. So thinking that I could go play there was one thing. Thinking that I would go be a starter was a different thing. So when I found out that my weight was the only thing in the way of that, I mean, I was waking up at 2 o'clock in the morning, which probably isn't the best time to be waking up and eating Chips Ahoy, but it's 180 calories a cookie. So you eat a row a day, and you've kind of figured it out. So it was really predicated on getting on the basketball court and then, dealing with a lot of injuries through my career. I really started to fall in love with the weight room, and shout out to Coach Mike, who's one of the greatest coaches and mentors I've ever had in my life. Really ingrained me into the work of the gym.
What school? What university?
Wilmington University, right in Delaware. Yeah.
Oh, word. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. What has the gym like taught you?
I mean, I've always been built on resilience, but I think teaching myself that no isn't absolute, right? So there may be times where I'm in the gym and let's just say I'm doing 225 on the bench for 5, but I can feel like there's more. Or let's say I'm doing 225 on the bench, but I only get 3, but I need 5. At some point, your body has to say, hey, we're going to do this or we're not. And naturally, the muscles shut down. The muscles shut down first. So getting the mind to be able to navigate through no's to find a yes, even if it's not the yes that I want, it's the yes that at the end of the day I've earned.
I got you.
So
I got you.
That's definitely deep, man. And like for me, going to the gym, like when you wake up in the morning, like as a trainer, and maybe I'm asking the questions too soon, but as like a personal trainer, do you ever get like tired? Do you ever be like, you know what? I don't feel like going today. Like because realistically, when we look at people like you, I'm like, yo, this nigga knows he's a robot.
Yeah.
So do you ever wake up in the morning and be like, nah, I don't feel like doing this shit?
yeah, I mean, I have multiple days like that. There's probably honestly never a day in the week that I'm waking up and I'm just like happy to go to the gym, but I think it's my safe space. It's like my therapy. So that's number one. Once I get in there, I'm super focused on saying this is my therapy session. I'm going to work as hard as I can. And then I think part number 2 is that if I'm not prepared, you'll never be prepared, right? So like I said, having to lead by example. If I'm in the gym and I'm off or I'm sluggish or I'm forgetting counts, then you'll feel the same thing. Right. Everybody on the ship has to be going the same way and paddling the same way. We're going around in a circle. So I want us to be head on, full steam, and being focused when we're in there.
I was going to say, what about you? What did the gym teach you?
For me, what the gym taught me, bro, I don't know, man. It's a lot for me, man, because when I remember going through some dark times, and like I remember like the gym was like X said, like a safe space for me. Like I wanted to cry, I wanted to scream, but instead I was like, you know what? Let me get this workout in. Let me get my pain out through that way. That's why for me it was like, yo, I'm about to go put in some pain. Because before I was releasing pain.
Sure.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So that's what the gym was like for me. And that's what it still is for me.
Sure.
Like working out. It doesn't have to be in the gym. It could just be working out, physical activity. That's how I release my pain. And because sometimes words, it doesn't come to you. It's just emotion. It's just a feeling. And I think that's what the gym means to me and working out means to me, just that feeling. And sometimes you need to release that feeling. That's a
bar though. Sometimes it's like you said, it's not even words, it's a feeling.
Yeah.
You just gotta get that off.
Yeah.
So now I feel like for me it's just consistency. I feel like it's loyalty. The weights will never change on you. A 45 plate's gonna forever be a 45 plate.
Always be a 45.
And we all remember our first time touching the 45 and you feel like you was on top of the world when you finally got to that point, touching, being in a bench press or squat just 245 plates. You thought you was doing something,
right.
Now you can add more on. But yeah, I think the weights never change on you. It's always going to be there. The gym never changes on you. People come and go. People have facades. The intentions of the gym, it will always be what it is.
Yeah, and to piggyback off what you said, I think it's as consistent as you want it to be. The gym's not burning down. Last time I checked, it's not going to flood. They're not going to say it's closed because everyone stinks today.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're going to get in there, that can build your consistency in other avenues of your life. I mean, for me, if I don't go to the gym at some point in the day, my life is a little bit off, right?
Do you feel that way?
Point of the day, like if I don't go,
if I missed a whole day without the gym,
I'm not one of those. I'm not one of them niggas.
I got ADHD. If I miss a day to be able to be active,
but if I don't, I feel like
Tyrone Biggums.
If I miss,
I need to do something.
I feel like if I miss like consecutive days, then it's kind of like, all right, yo, something's wrong.
Okay.
I feel yucky.
Okay.
I feel weird.
Because you should be doing something.
Because I know, because I'm one of them. Like I know I should be going. But it's kind of like, you know what? I've been gifted with a little bit of genetics, so I can give myself a little bit of leeway. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to put him out there for a second. He was sick last week. I told him I'd rather him come to the gym and sweat the sickness out.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's real.
But he had the flu. I let him live.
That's real.
He let me live. Shout out to him. He didn't bust my chop.
I'm nice sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. But no, man, like I want to ask you a question. So, like in the beginning of the New Year's and everyone in the new year, everyone's kind of like, yo, I got to go to the gym. I got to do goals and all that. What do you think about like, when people start in the beginning of the year and then they fall off by March. What do you think contributes to that? What do you think has to do with it? Because I'm sure you come across people like that in the beginning of the year, like, yo, new year, new me, X, yo, we love. And then.
Because it's a stereotype at this point. It's
so
very stereotypical.
Something that we talked about off camera real quick is just like, naturally starting the gym when it's cold outside. Most people are depressed. Most people don't have money. Most people don't really necessarily want to get out the house to go to the gym.
Right.
It's difficult. So I think when we set these unrealistic expectations to say, hey, I'm going to go to the gym all year, I think the first thing that we should be doing is say, hey, let me go to the gym for a week. It's about
small wins.
It's about the small wins. So I think that's number one. And then number two, just being 100% honest, when people tell me that they have New Year's goals, I'll tell them I'll talk to them in March and April. Just being honest.
Facts.
When the weather changes, people start to get prepared for the summertime. And their thing is, okay, I already didn't adhere to my goal, which was to start in January 1st. So their thing is, I want to quick scheme it now. So the ones that tell me that, I've had a plethora of them. I'll see them in March and April.
Nah. I agree because it's like, people be like, oh, yo, I'm new year, new me, body goals, all that. You go to the gym January, February, come March, because now it's starting to get a little warm. There's other things to do. The outside is starting to open up. Now it's kind of like, it's all going. I was going 3 days out of the week. Now it turns into one. Now it turns into none. You know what I'm saying? And now you're right back where you started. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree. Take baby steps. And hold yourself accountable. And if you can't hold yourself accountable, find someone to hold you accountable. I think that's the big part of it. And I think that's why I like going to the gym with someone. It's because someone is actually holding me accountable. It's like, yo, dog, we're doing this together, or I'm doing this for you. Show up.
Yeah. And I think that's a big part too, where some people, we are codependent, right? That doesn't always mean relationships. That means, hey, I can't go to the gym by myself. I might need a buddy. So for me, it's like, I want to be the gym buddy that you hate seeing, but you know that you love the results, right?
Right.
So my thing is, a lot of trainers, and I'm not knocking any other trainers, I think everyone does a great job of what they do. I think some trainers give you $1 million. I think some trainers make you earn it. So for me, I'm not holding your hand. I'm not holding your hand and asking you, are you coming to your session? I'm not holding your hand and asking you. My books are open 24/7, 365. I'm not saying, hey, are you coming to the gym today? For certain people that I feel like do need the push, I'll do it. But you're going to get in there, you're going to work hard, and it's going to be a shit talking session for me for the whole time. But just know after that you're going to feel replenished, and it's going to make you want to keep coming back. A lot of people come back because they want to shut me up.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. For sure.
That's why it's in the name. If that's what gets you there, whatever is going to get you there, that's what I care about. But I cannot be the driving force for that.
Now, speaking of this, since we're actually on this particular topic, when it comes to your clientele, right, there's different variations of clients and how they operate, how they need certain pushes and stuff like that. How do you balance toughness with tenderness, depending on the client? How do you know when this client needs a little more tenderness and love and care, and this one just needs straight up toughness?
Full honest answer.
Please,
that's all we do here.
Yeah.
There is no tenderness.
Talk about it.
And this is why when we're in that, and let's military, right? If we're in the military and you freeze up, I'm not gonna pat you on the back and say, "Hey, buddy, let's go do this." You gotta hold that gun. I gotta hold my gun. Let's fucking go. Excuse my language, but let's go. Yeah. Right? So it's the same thing with those type of clients. Before the session starts, we have 15 minutes to stretch. We'll talk about your day. Psychology major, so I can kind of read someone if they need a little bit more push, a little bit less. And then after the workout, we evaluate, hey, how'd you feel today? But during that work, I can't be your buddy because you may be having a bad day and tell me, hey, I just want to do 12 reps instead of 16. Well, then now your bad day doesn't really matter to me. So I want to be. I just want to be as authentically myself with my clients, and I'm not for everyone. Some people want to be coddled. Like I said, some people want the $1 million in hand. Some of them want to work for it. My goal is to have the clients come to me and say, I like that you pushed me.
Yeah.
Sure. Not, hey, I'm upset that you pushed me. Now, if you're having a day where things are tough, once again, it doesn't make a difference. The workout may change. I know, hey, if your goal is to bench 225 5 times and we sit here and we keep trying to do it on a day that you're not having a great day, cool. Let me put you in a circuit for today so that you can look at yourself in the mirror all day and figure out why am I upset and release the energy.
Face that joint.
Exactly.
I got you. Well, I like that you said psychology major and having that as a background as well, because being a personal trainer, and again, we're not trash talking any personal trainers, but I've met some that maybe lack that quality of being able to really understand the psychological mindset and connections that you're having with this person.
Right.
This is a very intimate session that you have with somebody. You're literally trying to help change their physique. And especially if they already don't feel comfortable with themselves or about themselves, your job is to point out those fluffy areas physically and metaphorically and be like, yo, we got to shape this.
Absolutely.
I'm going to need you to get it. I'm going to need you to come on. So I really appreciate you having that sense of psychology major, being able to assess that situation.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's needed.
On top of it, right, it's like understanding the psychology of people. So I have some clients that come to me that are in tip-top shape. They don't need me as a trainer, but they may have something going on in their personal life. They may have something going on at work. They may have something going on with a friend, a cousin or whatever.
They need a cousin. Yeah.
They need a cousin, and then they need someone to, let's not waste money going and getting drunk or going and getting high, or let's not waste time and effort arguing with this person. Release it here. And that's my goal. Like, you know, I say it's mind more than muscle, right? Is if we can get our mind to be relaxed or at ease when we're going through some of the toughest torment, everything else in life gets easier. I can't argue with anybody after I get out of the gym. Can't.
I'm in some of the best moods in my life.
I'm in the best mood.
Yeah.
And then if it's a leg day, I'm too tired to even talk to you. if we're being honest. So I think my thing is just like understanding the psychology, but also understanding the purpose. And at the end of the day, the purpose is mine, and then the muscle will follow.
Yeah.
Respect.
No, I completely agree. I think a lot of people take for granted what the gym does for them or what the gym can do for you. And I definitely feel when you said that, you know, someone could be going through something in their life and, you know, I'm here to help you push instead of you going to go drink or do drugs or whatever. Like, come do that here. Let's do that.
Release it a different way.
Let's release it in a different way. And I think that's so important because a lot of people don't look at it like that. A lot of people look at the gym like it's just beauty. Like it's just I have to look good. I need a 6-pack. That's it. But it's kind of like it's more than that, man. Because one thing that one of my homies Jerry always tell me, he was like, "Yo, dog, if you can conquer the gym, you can conquer the world.
Anything.
You know what I mean? Anything in the world, bro. You can conquer anything." So I do relate to that when you say that because a lot of people don't look at it like that.
Yeah,
I'm sure. Yeah. So how did your upbringing influence your work ethic today?
This is a good question.
I'll be taking it back.
Yeah, this is.
I've known him since he was 10. Y'all.
So this is a
really little cuz. Like,
so this is a great question. So I grew up in as you know, a no nonsense household, which sometimes my dad would say clean, and I walk in his room and his room's dirty. But because he's the hierarchy, I'm still gonna clean. Yeah. So I think my childhood, number one, taught me that sometimes you don't get your way. And that's not just with the weights in the sense of, hey, I want to do 225 today, but I can't. That may be, hey, I feel like shit today, but I still got to push through it. This is not what I want to do, but I'm not going to get my way. So that's that. And then I think the most important thing that it taught me is how to continue to be resilient, right? I went through a lot in my childhood, and we could talk about that. That could be a whole nother episode. And I think everyone's been through things. I think the way that we react to things that we've been through determine who we are as a person.
Facts.
And
absolutely,
for a lot of time in my life,
it's a bar.
Before the gym, anger problems, naturally, obviously have worked on things throughout life, and obviously the gym being a great part of it, psychology being another great part of it. But a lot of us struggle to continue to be resilient in the right ways, right? How many kids you know have a bad childhood and they decide to go do everything under the sun? Compared to going and picking up a basketball or, you know, picking up the weights and or joining a club, something that they can release that energy and that tension, right? For sure. So I think learning resilience through my childhood definitely has transitioned over into my work and my personal life.
Sure.
Every day.
Y'all always say we all can say that we've been victimized of something of our traumatic childhood or of such. But if you don't allow it to consume you, like you said, that's where the resilient part comes in. Because it's easy to really be like, okay, this is why I'm a dark man. This is why why are you in this position where now you serving all this time or just having a real tough outcome of life? Well, this happened to me, that happened to me. Okay, cool. We can understand that. Shit happens. It's really sad.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you let it consume you. And now you really became all the dark things that already affected you as a youth. The best thing you could do is face that mug and be like, yeah, it messed me up. Yeah, you got me. You got me on the ropes up against the corner.
Right.
But now I can look at you as a man and be like, we here. I can face you face to face.
For sure.
Resilience is key, bro. That's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah.
Nah, I definitely agree, man. Like your childhood definitely shapes a lot of. I am who I am because of my childhood. Like,
absolutely.
Everything I've gone through, like what my parents did to me, like, I mean, like, who ever having a conversation? I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and I was like, yo, I'm happy my parents whooped my ass. And it was like, oh no, it was child abuse. No, I'm happy my parents whooped my ass because now I have some sense of respect. I have some sense of like, yo, there's consequences. And in my mind, I look at it as kind of like, if my parents didn't whoop my ass, I know the world would have whooped my ass 10 times harder than what they did.
Because you don't belong to the world. You belong to your mama and daddy.
Right. So for me, it taught me a form of respect. And that's why, like, a lot of times, like, you see these kids nowadays, like, they never got their ass whooped.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to get punched in the face. That's why it's kind of like, yo, I'm a rather shoot you. They don't know. I mean, they don't go to the gym. They don't work out. They don't do anything, bro. They don't got no hands. They don't know how to use this. They don't know. Or they know how to use this.
Yeah.
So for me, like, I'm always happy that my childhood, yes, it wasn't the best, but at the end of the day, it wasn't the worst.
Yeah.
And I am who I am today, and I got here because of that.
And I can absolutely agree with that because to piggyback off of it, topic or a point that I missed is my mannerisms or my manners and how I respect people.
Yeah.
Definitely.
For sure.
You know, it starts small. Mom, you take that hand off that cart, she pop your hand, you put it back on that cart. Right?
Yeah.
So, and then that leads over into being older or getting older, 13, 14 years old, and not my parents having to do it, but me and my brother could be walking inside of a McDonald's. If I don't order and say please and thank you, he's on my ass.
For sure.
So I think that's something that I've taken over into my work life. Number one, if I'm training a female client, treat her with the utmost respect. Make sure that she has a mat. Make sure that, you know, everything is comfortable. She feels safe. Never feel like, you know, it's anything more than it needs to be. And then with my men clients as well, I'm going to treat you with the same amount of respect. You know, as men, you're going to get a little bit more harsh from me, but you'll get the same amount of respect. You'll never hear me call you out your name unless I feel like it. And we're in that space. But other than that, outside of those 30 minutes, I treat every human being as how they're supposed to be treated.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And since you touched on the female clients.
Ooh, it's about to be Mythbusters.
Oh, yeah. The female clients. There's always this thing to where it's like, you know, if you work out with female clients, it's always like an underlining or whatever. Like, how do you really like keep it professional when it comes to dealing with female clients? Because I feel like a lot of times you're a good looking guy. You have a nice body. You're smart. You're articulate. You got, obviously this is a business, so you're a business owner. So it's kind of like, how do you keep it business and, you know what I mean, and you know, navigate the both?
Well, I think first off, I think me being a practicing Muslim definitely works on how I treat a female, right? So, you know, I don't really care to look at a female in a way of lust. I kind of feel like I prefer to look at them as a way as how can I help you? I think it starts there. And then I think more importantly is just being very transparent. It's money over the P word.
Yeah.
Right. So I may have a client that comes in who's, you know, naturally we're men, so we know if someone's attractive or not.
Absolutely.
Have a client that may come in who's attractive, and it's like, okay, well, I could be promiscuous with you, and that's great. And then we have an argument, and then now I don't see you every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? So
boundaries weren't set up right.
I think it's putting my priorities in front of me, which is, you know, money pays the bills.
Yeah.
And number two, I would rather see you have results than see you walk away with having however you feel about, you know, me change anything.
Sure.
Yeah. Now, I mean, no, because I see a lot of like these trainers, and you know, it's kind of like every trainer, like male trainer that you meet, they
see, but like they ain't like I keep it. They didn't get no girls like when they was kids.
I mean, if we're gonna keep it 100, I mean, a lot of times it's kind of like, yo, I did this now so I can get girls, instead of looking at I did this because this is my business, this is what I love to do, this is my passion. So it is right. Like when you look at it from that sense, like, yo, this is my passion, this is what I love to. I'm not gonna fuck my business up
For this.
Yeah,
I mean, I think you see that in every career field, right? Not even just being a trainer. If I'm a police officer, it may not be as in being promiscuous with a woman, but some cops are really, really great cops.
Yeah.
And some are really, really bad.
Yeah.
Does it mean that the whole field is just tainted? No, you have to find the right ones. And I think it's just specifically in my field, for me, it's like I know I'm attractive. Yeah. I know there's female clients that I've either worked with before or, that I work with now that in my delusional brain I could probably, have conversation with and talk to. But like I said, I care about their transition as a person for themselves more than I care about what it's going to do for me. So
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
For sure. Has there ever been a point where you were with a client and you thought mentally in your head before even canceling with them, like, this is my last time working with them? Like, or here's an even better one. Have you ever had a client that was just so stubborn with your mentality, and I know how driven you are. Have you ever had somebody that really just butt heads with you and it was like, bruh, no. And you was like, beat it.
I don't leave people leave me. I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest. Like, so there's a great thing to being a no nonsense type of trainer, as in people get results faster, which is why my workouts are only 30 minutes for the most part. But there's that other side of it where, like I said, you want to be handed the $1 million or you want to work for it. So I've had clients come in for the first time and they have a workout and they text me 2 days later, I can't feel my arms. Then they text me another day later and say, I really can't feel my arms. And then the day after that, I see the bubbles and then there's no response. But once again, every relationship has to be like water. It has to flow. So if I'm not the guy for you, that's great. I can recommend you somewhere else, but I'll never give up on someone. Unless you're just so like stuck in your ways, I'll never give up. I'll never give up on someone. I actually just had she did like some summer classes, some summer group classes with me. And her thing in the gym is she just always has this nasty face on. Sweetest girl, like quiet.
Mean mugging.
Yeah. And I said, just look happy today. Yeah. She was like, I am happy.
Like, you don't
look it.
Right.
So the next time she came into the gym and she didn't look happy. Well, I'm going to make you do this circuit for 30 minutes straight with a 10-second break in between each workout. Yeah. And those 10 seconds, you're going to smile.
You're going to smile. Yo.
It's more mental than anything.
Cuz it's crazy, yo. You said you going to smile through this
whatever
workout.
I have to do to break someone. And I can name drop this one. Kyle is one of my greatest clients who has become a very, very great friend of mine, near and dear to my heart. We first started training with each other. He was coming from playing basketball at LaSalle University. Yeah. Couple injuries, whatever. We get in the gym. At this time, I was training out of my main gym and then a gym I like to call the Dungeon, which someone to my left of me is very familiar with. So his thing was, I'm going to come to the gym. I think this is going to be easy, and then I'm going to leave. Yeah. So the mindset wasn't there. Sure. So the next workout, I said, come here. Text them the address. You pull up. The dungeon's not pretty when you come.
It's dark. It's scary.
You in the middle of the hood, and you gonna come get this work. And in that moment, he cursed back at me. He thought probably in his head, he's like, oh shit, I loved it. I damn near started crying. That's what I want. I wanted to break him. Whatever way I have to do it, that's my job. Yeah. Just like an accountant's job is to make sure your money's right, my job is to make sure your body's right. Whatever way I have to do it, I'm going to do it.
So it's not like it's almost like, and I don't know if I'm using the right word, but like that antagonized nature of like, I want to really pull past the performance.
Absolutely.
Don't try to look cute at this point. Get to where you need to. Look ugly, sweat, snot, however you need to get through it.
Yep.
And I know that off of, personal experience, but I you speaking to the people. So, but yeah, that's definitely your approach is like, he don't care. Bump the performance. Get however you need to get there.
Yeah, and to give like a little bit more of a detail on how uncomfortable a workout with me is, you have to come fully clothed. And we're not just talking about t-shirt and shorts. Yeah. We're talking about I don't want to see any of your limbs. So you should have pants on and you should have a hoodie on. As Steve and DeJuan both know, you will work your way out of that hoodie. Yeah. Because you don't deserve to have it off. Yeah. You'll work your way out of it.
And don't ask him. Don't ask him, yo, can I take the hoodie off? Because if you do that, then it's, all right, now you're going to have to stay in this shit long.
Yeah, you might as well forget that.
Yeah. Now, talk about the one time in the dungeon when our other dude, Steve, didn't have a hoodie.
So
we was all about to jump him. Not him.
Not me.
Jewish Steve.
Yeah. So
we was about to jump Jewish Steve.
we love to use the word brotherhood, right?
That's it, yeah.
Which means that there's no man left behind. Steve decided to come into the gym he had his shorts on too. I did watch the film back. He had shorts on too. I'm gonna
showed
let it
the
go.
legs,
It was summertime. I'm gonna let it go. He didn't have a hoodie on though. We're mid workout. We're having a great mood. The gears didn't really switch over to shut the fuck up at work yet. And as I'm working, I look at him. I say, "Oh, you have no hoodie on." So we drop to the ground. We do push-ups. You don't know how many. The only 2 words you know is up and down.
Yeah.
And there's gaps in between that up and down. So it ain't no just up and down.
The only word you know is up and down.
Yeah.
You holding it.
You may be down there for 2 minutes. You may be up for 30 seconds. You may be down there for a second and up for 10 seconds. You never know. I'm going to, and I make the team, right? I make the team do it. Obviously in sports, they say, oh my gosh, I'm my brother's keeper. No, it's more important than that. It's if he's going to suffer, we're going to suffer with him so that he knows that every time he messes up, we all have to suffer so he won't do it again.
Right.
Now, you play ball. You remember suicides?
Absolutely.
If that one person didn't hit that line at the top, you play ball.
Yeah,
man, them suicides?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. We been ready to jump him.
For sure.
He be like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. He like, man, we about to jump you.
And it's funny that you say that, right? Because I think this is where I kind of knew that the gym started to be fun for me. We're in basketball practice and we're doing towel pushes. So if no one's familiar with towel pushes, you get a towel, you put it on the ground, you put your hands on the towel, your ass is up in the air.
Yeah.
You're pushing that towel like suicides.
Really? Have you ever done that before?
No.
Let me tell you
That's
something.
new for me.
That sounds crazy.
I had teammates throwing up. I had teammates that got more playtime than me doing whatever. I'm sitting there enjoying myself. And this is when I kind of knew, like, all right, I'm a little crazy. Yeah. Like, even through my whole, I only got the chance to really play like a solid 11 games with so many injuries. And the times that we would have to wake up for 6:30 in the morning to go work out, I got 2 roommates. I'm waking you up early as hell, and we're going to enjoy this workout. And then even after I got hurt, I couldn't do legs. I'm going to do arms. So, I think through everything that I went through at college, it made me enjoy the grind, which was working out, being on the court as in 5 o'clock in the morning before just to run cardio or going to the turf to do cardio. So I think to piggyback off the last question or the question that we started with, where it's like the college basketball really transitioned over into what the gym is now.
Got you.
And there were a couple steps along the way too.
And X loved ball.
Oh yeah.
Like X was 10 years old with the basketball. Him and his sister just up and down the street, always at the courts with us. And we was like hanging out with the old heads. We was the middle ones,
right.
hanging out with the old heads. And he always had the ball. So you could tell that basketball was a big part of your identity growing up. You can tell. People know that. So the fact that God clearly had you on this path just to put a fork in the road and said, nah, you ain't taking this route. I got something else for you.
And that goes back that goes back to the nose, right? When basketball was over, I could have said, well, I can't do anything physical anymore. Athletes go through athletic depression all the time when they can stop playing.
Sure.
So for me, it was like, okay, I got this no where my body's not capable of playing this to where I want to play it to anymore. Yeah. Let's go to the next thing. We'll make this the yes that I want. Yeah. That's how it works.
Now, you said how athletes have their no points. Just give a little description on how that no felt. That sense of rejection, knowing whether the coach, head coach, or you just knew that your body couldn't take you to where you wanted to go. What did that feel like?
So for me,
for future athletes.
So I'll say how it was for me personally, and I guess I give like a tidbit to other athletes to how to help them. So for me specifically, I had something called compartment syndrome. Everyone's had a piece of chicken, right? You know that little thin layer of skin that's before the actual muscles of it are out. So my muscles were popping out of that little piece of skin in my leg. I had to get 40, I don't want to butcher the number, but I think it was 44 needles that were about this big placed inside my leg. They found out that all the compartments in my leg were terrible. So had to get surgery. And it was like, do I want to live a normal life of being able to walk the right way for the rest of my life, or do I want to dribble this basketball? I think a lot of athletes have people in their corners who aren't honest with them.
Aren't honest. Okay.
And I think and so I guess this is for me and for athletes. At that time, for me, I was the only person in my corner. So I got to tell myself, it's time to hang it up. For other athletes, whether it's your mom, whether it's your dad, whether it's your best friends that'll tell you that you're great even when you have 2 points, you need to find someone in your life who sees you outside of being a sports player. Right?
That's so true.
Find the friend that sees you as an investor. Find the friend, like one of my great friends, he played overseas. I have him saved in my phone as Lib the CEO. I don't know what you're going to be the CEO of, but I just see that for you. So find those people, get around them, and then also live in the moment of understanding, hey, this chapter's over, but a new chapter may be greater or maybe worse. You have to accept it regardless of how it goes.
So my question, what brought you to that realization? What was that moment of clarity for you? It's just like, yo, it's over. Yeah. Because as we see a lot of people like their time has passed or it's over, but they just don't want to let it go. They haven't come to that moment of clarity. What brought that for you?
A slight Percocet addiction from school. You get surgery. You gotta learn how to walk. I had to learn how to walk again for the most part. You start to think like I don't take any medication now. I put my feet in the grass. That's the only thing I do. I've probably been sick all of maybe 2 or 3 times in the last 5 years. That's right. But for me, it was like, hey, this is a business. To my coach, who cared about me, who still have a great relationship, but at the end of the day, I'm a piece of your business. So if the piece of the business is not working, you're gonna either try to figure out how to make it work, or you're gonna replace it. And I just didn't want to have to go through constantly being drugged up, constantly, taking Percocets for my leg, then trying to come back and constantly getting cortisone shots. So it was like, all right, do I love my body and myself more, or do I love this basketball more? And it was kind of an easy decision for me to make.
That's crazy.
Respect.
That's crazy because at that age, you're like 20 something or
18, 19.
18, that's
when I went to college, I was 17 years old.
So, dog, at that age, that have that mental like, yo, listen, this is not for me. I don't like how my body feels, and because we've seen the other side of it where it's kind of like I'm going to keep doing it. Yeah. And people don't know this is what leads to drug addiction.
Yeah.
And it leads to like, yo, listen, my body's done broken down because I didn't know when to stop. And now I'm addicted to drugs.
Or even worse, how many athletes we know that they face the point of even darker, like suicide.
Oh, absolutely.
Because like you said, they always saw themselves a certain way that they can't even cope with reality that I don't think I could be anybody different. And now we hear about NFL stars or basketball stars. They end up taking their own life because they couldn't see themselves as anything different. But so it's even deeper. It's even mentally even deeper than that.
And that goes back to my point of find people that see you outside of being an athlete. The hardest people to tell that I was done playing basketball were my dad, who said, "You're the ticket. You're gonna figure it out." I'm 6 foot tall on a good day or on my license, really 5'10", and I do not jump out the gym. So it wasn't realistic. My cousin's telling me you're going to play. My brother, who pushed me very, very hard, very appreciative. But those are the ones that make you feel like, do I have to keep going? So find those ones in your circle that allow you to say, yo, bro, I don't care if you touch a basketball or not.
Right.
I never cared.
Right.
I think that's important.
This was so good. This was good.
No, because we've touched this before, because it's kind of like you think to yourself that you're letting everyone else down. You're so worried. You're so caught up with everyone else, what everyone else thinks, that you don't even take the time to realize, be like, yo, listen, like, dog, I love you regardless whether you make it to the NBA or not. You know what I'm saying? And you don't sit down with yourself and be like, yo, listen, these people love me regardless of the fact. Because we're so entrenched of making other people happy and not disappointing other people. I think the disappointment part of it. We don't want to disappoint everyone else, that we don't realize that we're only doing ourselves an injustice.
Well, even especially like when you said your pop said that you're the ticket. Now, he verbally said that, but we even know where we come from. That happens a lot.
Right.
Young black kid, he has a lot of pressure on him, if the dad's there or not. But the point is, he feels like now he has to father, somehow be somewhat of something to his mother. He got to get his mom out the hood. What does every rapper do? Buy their mama house, buy their mama car. So it's like you automatically have that pressure of trying to get out the hood, trying to make something of yourself, trying to benefit the family, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of pressure that I feel like young black people, but in this regard, young black boys deal with, which getting back to the gym, why I think the worst thing I think the inner cities and neighborhoods could have done was to take those outreach ministries, or what do you call those communities where kids could go and just community halls.
It's terrible.
You know what I'm saying?
R.I.P. Connie Mack Park. It's terrible.
Like, why would you take those stuff out? These kids are in the inner city. They're surrounded by violence. Why would you strip them of an environment that could actually keep them away from that for the time being? Let them be young. They can actually play foosball and just be a kid at an arcade. But you take these things from them, and then you wonder why they out here wilding out in Philly.
Yeah.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So I think, it's really important that I feel like these kids can just have a space to go to, not just the gym. Not just like playing sports, but just go somewhere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever think that you would be doing this today? Did you ever think that personal training would be your thing?
Not in. You got a better chance of winning the lottery than me being a personal trainer.
For real? My man was landlocked. My man was locked.
But see, that's the crazy thing, though. And I'll tell you this. Like, if you meet him today, you would think that he's been doing this has been his plan his whole life. Because that's how dedicated that you are when it comes to this. And that's how locked in you are. It's kind of like when we get to the gym, it's not fumbling around looking like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's like, yo, this is and he asks you the question, what are you looking for? What are you looking to do? What are you looking to be? How you willing to look? Like what and for me coming in, if you would have been like, yo, dog, I've been doing this my whole life, I would have been like, oh, yeah, I see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I didn't think. I mean, goal one, obviously, until I went to college and smelled the roses, was to be in the NBA.
For sure.
Once again, 6 foot on my driver's license, and on a good day, 5'10" in real life.
Right.
So that dream kind of went shortly. Then just being fully transparent, dealing with part of still the athletic depression. I kind of knew I didn't want to play, but being from the neighborhoods that we're from, in the areas that we're from, I chose to start doing those things in those neighborhoods. I spent about a year. Well, sorry, Coach Burke. The whole time I was at school, I was selling drugs. So we'll start there. Yeah. Had to kind of feed myself. I was grateful enough for my grandmother to put me in a space where I could stay at, but $200 a month was not enough. Sure. So I did that for a very, very long time. Not proud of it, but we worked through these things that we didn't like. Then I went through a span of credit repair / scam repair / whatever, just trying to follow the crowd, right? Mm-hmm. And through that time, it was great. I got to go on a lot of vacations. I got to see a lot of different things. I got to do a lot of different stuff, but I was hurting a lot of people. So finally moved down to Houston to kind of alleviate myself from the pressures of here, and started to think and say, well, like, what's going to change me? What's going to make me better? The energy of Houston's gyms are insane. Really? Insane. I follow a few influencers. You'll see people stopping and praying in the gym as Muslims, and other people giving them respect. You'll see ladies and men talking as if they're all the same sex and helping each other out, and hey, your butt looks good, and knowing that it's not coming from a place of malice. So I think that period down there, as yes, I was still having the fun and do what I wanted to, but then it was like, okay, wait, I kind of like this. Like, it's kind of nice to walk in somewhere and be nice to someone. Right. It's kind of nice to walk into this spot and like get that up here and get compliment. I tell people all the time, like, gay really means happy, but for the conversation, the gym is the only space where a man can compliment another man and not feel gay.
For sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
So for me,
you could literally comment on a man's physique. Oh yeah. You wouldn't do that no other time in life. But anywhere else. In the gym, like, yo, your biceps, I give you that.
Anywhere else.
Like, you look good, bro. Yeah. Like, you look good, man. Keep what you mean. Keep up the good work. Wow. And there's no like weirdness. You wouldn't even think it. You wouldn't even think it. Yeah. But that is a true statement.
Yeah. So
it's real.
So then I came home. It was the will of Allah. I was literally taking my dog to the vet, and Allah said leave. I had just moved into my apartment. I don't think there's probably been like 2 or 3 people who have actually heard the story before.
You ain't never told me this.
Allah literally told me, leave. I'm in a relationship at the time and everything. I didn't even pack up all my clothes. And this is at the time where I have Louis bags, Gucci bags, this bag, that bag, right. Cartier. I packed up what I could fit in my suitcase, and I left. And
obedience.
I went through almost a full year of living on my best friend's couch / in their extra room. And from there, it was like, all right, I want to do something that's going to impact people's lives. I always said if I died now, I'd feel happy knowing that I impacted people's lives.
So you think going down to Texas, experiencing what you experienced in the gym, then going to being on your friend's couch, that's where you feel like Allah reached you.
Absolutely.
And gave you that fork in the road of like, this is it.
Because people have, so I had basketball lust, then I had money lust. So it was like, all right, let me go help people. And the money lust was the worst part. I had there was no reason for me to come home. Zero.
He said there was no reason.
Zero.
But yeah, Allah said,
leave.
Come on back up.
I'm talking about, I'm sitting there praying.
Wow.
I prayed. I went and took like 10 minutes from taking this dang dog to the vet. Yeah. And he said, leave.
Wow.
That dog didn't make it to the vet that day.
Now,
tell you that.
Poor dog.
Now, 2 special things too, I'll say too, that I just, from hearing your story, you said you was getting ready to take your dog to the vet, something real, nothing to it, nothing miraculous. And then you said you was laying on your man's couch. I always say that's where God usually tends to reach us, is in the stillness of when we're like, it's not when you're listening to something motivational. It's not when you're climbing a mountain. Right. It's not those pivotal moments like that. It's in those still, quiet moments where you actually hear his voice. So appreciate your obedience, and you obviously listen. So
yeah, I mean,
that's beautiful.
Fall short every day in the sense of other aspects of life, but one thing that's stayed very consistent is the money lust. It's like
You realize you're a beast. But most of us are. That's why, if we all reached a certain amount of income or money, that we all probably would realize it's a new level of, I could be a monster. And hence with all this going around in the world right now that's coming out, shoot, you see why they monsters. Yeah. They have unlimited access to wealth. For sure. Because that's their problem.
In those times, I'm thinking like, okay, the basketball court makes me have this release that I can't explain to anyone. I feel good here. I feel at peace. Then you start making money. You're like, this is the same thing. But then I'm like, I'm not actually having peace. I'm buying my peace. Whatever that may be, from A to Z, whatever that may be. So
where we come from, you don't even.
So for me now, like the enjoyment of being in the gym and pleasing other people and seeing other people happy, whether it's a great client of mine sending me that he's lost weight, or another client of mine saying that she can fit into a dress that she hasn't been able to wear in a year and a half. Those are the type of things that make me happier more than anything else, because it's like I'm not doing it for me anymore. I get to do it for the people around me. Yeah.
Wow.
Service.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, it's an act of service. No, that's great. So my question for you now, like, we heard a little bit about all your stories and all that. Are you truly happy with yourself now? Now that you've gone through everything you've gone through, like, are you truly in that phase where it's like, yo, I'm in a happy place?
Yeah, I think I'm in the happiest time of my life right now. Genuinely, like going through, and like I said, life doesn't stop moving. I've had other things I've gone through within the last year, right, that have put me back to square one. But before, like, if I didn't have money, I would like everybody just get in my way. I'm seeing red. Yeah. Now, like, I do well for myself in the sense of I'm able to take care of myself. I live somewhere where I want to live at. Like, I'm around the people I want to be around. But like, if I lost everything today, number one, I know how to get it back the same way now, the right way. And number two, it wouldn't change me, and it didn't. So yeah, I would say I'm happy. I think that just understanding where my growth has been, and then sometimes sitting back and really just like patting myself on the back and being like, damn, you made it. In the sense of like, yo, I'm 26 years old, and I don't really have to stress about anything. I don't have to look over my shoulder. I don't have to worry about this. I don't have to worry about that. And then for people around me, the way that they look at me now too, which obviously it's about self, but for other people to champion who I am, I think that's really, really important to me, because before I don't think that would be something that would happen. So yeah, I would say I'm truly happy.
That's what's up.
I love that.
I
don't really got nothing else, bro. This was fulfilling. I love this, bro.
My one question before we get out of here. I know mental health is definitely important, especially when it comes to black men. What would you tell black men out there who are dealing with mental health and don't want to go to the gym or don't know how to start at the gym? What would you suggest to them, like how to just at least get started, or how to navigate that process?
To get into the gym, or just the mental health to get towards the gym?
To get towards the gym.
Okay. Yeah. My biggest thing would be, number one, you have to remove all of the distractions in your life. Whether that is mom, dad, brother, sister, cousin, you got kids, it's a little bit different, but you have to remove the distractions, because everyone else will tell you, you don't need to go to the gym, or no, you don't need it. So number one, remove that. Number two, look yourself in the mirror and say, is it the body that I would want to wake up to every day for the rest of my life? Number three is understanding what your trauma is from. Whether it's from mom not being in the house, whether it's from going back and forth to jail, whatever you have to figure out what your trauma is. And every rep that you have in the gym, even if it's being in there for 5 minutes, right? It's about building the consistency. So don't think that you have to get in the gym for an hour or two. You can be in there for 5 minutes. Think about that thing that is the trauma and release it through every rep. It's the best way I can explain it. I've never been to it's crazy, right? The only therapist I ever went to was when I was a kid. It was very, very quick. My Dyfus was in the house. They tried to make us go. I said, all my siblings said, you talk to him, he's going to fuck you up. So they said no.
Don't tell him nothing.
All my older siblings said, so I said no. Right? And the biggest thing with that was like, I didn't need therapy. Like Steve said earlier, sometimes it's just a release that you can't explain. So every time I go in the gym, I go in there with all those bad thoughts. Oh my gosh, I woke up this morning and my mom called me 24 times. If she calls me this 25th time, I'm going to lose it. All right, well, she called me 24 times. Everything in the gym is sets of 24 today. Or reps, or sometimes sets, but reps of 24 today. So it's like, okay, I've now beaten this thing that's frustrated me. It's gone. Start being intentional with what you do in there.
Wow.
Yo, one more question before I get out. We get out of here. Yo, how do you feel about the folks that be at the gym, be on their phones and shit like that? Like, what's your take on that? Like, do you don't not see? You can't even have your phone out when you with him. Yeah. But I'm sure you've been at the gym and you see people like that on their phones. Like, what do you think that's a cause of? Like, what do you think about that?
Or just people who don't even take the gym serious. They just go talking to people. Like, you can tell they're not even putting in 50% of their workout in.
Not having the ability to be hyper focused for a short amount of time. I think it's just as simple as that. Like, when I'm in the gym, I rarely listen to music. If I do, it's like some type of relaxing Mary J. Blige, Patti LaBelle.
That's
like,
funny.
So
that is funny.
Oh yeah, if someone
I'm on some rah-rah.
But also as intense as he is,
yeah.
You're listening to something like Patti LaBelle.
Yeah.
The angers and the weights. If I listen to Meek Mill or Lil Durk or whatever while I'm in the gym, nobody was going to like me.
Right.
But I think to go back to the topic is like the lack of being able to be hyper focused, right? Just like if you're on a date, you try not to be on your phone. Right. Try to pay attention to the person that you're on a date with. Right. We all choose what we want to be hyper focused on. So I think the ones that are on their phones rather not have time away from outside life, which is fine. Yeah. If you get your work done, by all means, just don't be where my machine's at, because I'm gonna tell you about yourself. Yeah. But like, yeah, they can't focus, and I think that comes from feeling super dependent on your phone and or super dependent on what's going on in that phone. Yeah. For me, I could be dead in the middle of an argument with a sibling, or could be trying to figure out some business stuff with you guys, and like, well, these 30 minutes, y'all are not gonna hear from me. Yeah. So it's like saying that this 30 minutes, this hour, this 2 hours is me loving myself, me being hyper focused on me. Like I said, every day I wake up in the mirror, I want to look at myself and say that I could be that person for the rest of my life. Yeah. So it's just, if you're going to do that, you got to be focused on that person at the times that you're working on that person. Yeah.
When it comes to social media and personal training, like, how do you feel about that? Because I know a lot of stuff like these personal trainers and all that stuff they be doing on social media is bullshit. Like, what's your take? How do you feel?
I think, and not even just in training, but we'll use training for the example. I think everyone's more focused on how many clicks compared to actually doing things that work. That's number one. And I think that everybody's more concerned with clicks compared to actually bettering people, right? Let's be very transparent. Yeah. People train because it makes you an income. You're not doing it because it's free for you. Right. So what I don't like is people going on social media and posting a workout that's just obscene for people to try, and it doesn't really work, but you get a whole bunch of clicks, or like posting content shaming certain groups like of people. Doesn't really work for me. Right. I think people should be a little bit more genuine in the content they post on social media. I think that it should be more informative. And for me, that's why I kind of switched what I post before. I think it was me trying to understand social media and, posting the fun videos of the workouts, stuff like that. Now it's like very cookie cutter. I'm showing you this workout. I'm showing you how it helps you. And then I'm also showing you other people working, going through it, so that you say, hey, this is someone that looks like me. Yeah. This is someone my same age that, we may be the same weight. Yeah. And they're putting the work in too. Let me keep seeing this every day. That's going to make me go. Not a gimmick, not this or that. So yeah, so to answer the question, I hate it. Like I don't hate a lot of things, but I hate it.
Yeah. That's pretty much all I got, man. I mean, that's it. You got any more, man?
I guess one last question I have is, what are some misunderstandings that people have of the gym?
There's no such thing as I want to get toned.
Hold on, you have to explain that.
You can't come to me and say, if I ask you, what's your gym goal? You say, I want to get toned.
You hear that a lot. A lot of people say that.
Okay. You have to turn fat into what?
Muscle.
Okay. If you just are fat, how can you tone fat?
You don't tone fat. You got to burn the fat.
Exactly.
Build the muscle.
Exactly.
Give me some. All right. You worked that equation out.
It's very simple.
Well, you know what? Because for the average person who may not have your intellect, you always just hear people say, I just want to tone. And what does that mean? I just want to. It's a tone. It's a look. It's a certain aesthetic. But I guess when you break it down like that, you're right. It's like self-analyzing.
Because I've used this tone language before.
Right, everyone has.
Rebuke it.
The reason I say that is because I feel like I'm already somewhere I want to be already. I just want to kind of like You know, just give it a little bit extra. Like nothing too crazy. I'm not trying to do too much because I'm already kind of there where I want to be.
So you would like to see more definition.
You're right. There you go.
Okay. We can't work out to tone. Like we can't. Like if we're not,
I'm thinking about it now. Now I'm like,
how can we? I'm just even if you're skinny, right?
Yeah.
And you go to the gym, how can you tone?
You would have to bulk up. You can't really tone. You
have no muscle.
Right. Correct? So you have to build the muscle.
Right.
So that's bulking.
And when you're building the muscle, you're also going to build what? Fat naturally, right?
Really?
You eat food, it's fat first.
Calorie intake.
So then you're for your word toning the what?
Muscle. Fat.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
You're right.
All right.
You're right.
This is why he do what he do.
And then
that's why we go to him.
Right.
And then the last one I eat, and then I'll leave it here. I don't feel like I should do legs.
Oh, yeah, we gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that. This is a hot topic.
Steve.
Bro. Women will always work on their legs, and dudes will never work on their legs.
See, it's not that I don't think we should do legs, because I know legs are important. I just don't like doing legs.
Sure.
That's the thing. Because growing up or on TV or anywhere you go, you see like, oh, he has a nice chest. He has a nice arms, abs. That's what is like, you never be like, look at the motherfucking legs. Nobody does that. Right. So therefore, it leads us to believe that, you know what, all I need to work on, I need to have nice pecs, nice abs, nice arms. Yeah. That's it. Other than that, like, but at the end of the day, I know you have to work on
think dudes also insinuate, again, who always works out on legs? Women.
Females.
Right. And a lot of those leg machines do make you feel very vulnerable at times.
I'm going to abduct, hip thrust.
Yeah, you're doing a lot of, squeezing the pelvis, clenching the glutes, and you're like, all right, this feels uncomfortable. However, I'm with you. You got bump all past that. You want longevity of life, work on them legs. As a man, you want to build ultimate testosterone. Yeah, these are legs. These are chambers. Not trying to be funny. Your gonads is right here. You want to pump testosterone out of your body naturally? Legs, bro. I love legs.
And your legs
I love legs.
Your legs have the biggest muscle groups.
The biggest, the largest on your body.
Yeah. To naturally, a lot of people that want to gain weight, their thing is, when I started, I was super duper skinny. Coach Mike, shout out to you again, had me doing squats, box jumps, and split squats, and walking lunges, and deadlifts, and everything from the hips below to gain faster. That's number one. Number two, do we walk on our hands or do we walk on our feet?
Feet, yeah, you're right. Feet.
Would we like to walk for the rest of our lives?
For sure.
Steve. So we have to work the muscle that we use the most, right? If the legs get weak, that's how we stop walking.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a bum. So this next workout I hear that y'all have, I need to see some leg.
Yeah, no. That's what we actually discussed.
He's in perfect motion right now.
I like this.
Steve had a great workout the other day.
Yeah,
was finally starting to get the dog out of him.
I love
which I knew was already in there. He was screaming at the phone when I was recording him, which we love to see.
Yeah.
So I mean that's what it is. Those would be my two.
I love it, bro. I love
that's
it.
what's up, man.
I love it.
But other than that's all I got. I mean, we had an hour.
Yeah, that's all I got too, man. I mean, this was great.
This was perfect, man. Actually, you're definitely not gonna. This is definitely not gonna be the last time you pull up here. You're gonna be a reoccurring guest here. Your family, you're part of the 7 p.m. family.
Nah, this was fun too.
I definitely appreciate our conversation. This shit was definitely helped mental health wise, and just hearing your journey and everything that you've been through, man. Shout out to you, bro. You're definitely resilient. You're definitely going to be one of the best, if not the best, trainer in Philadelphia. So I'm looking forward to your journey, bro.
I appreciate the kind words, bro.
For sure, man. For sure,
love, man. Thank you for all the information too.
Of course,
knowledge is power, bro.
I guess, can I leave with one question?
What's up?
When we get in this group session in?
Oh, we definitely gonna get that group session in.
Definitely, y'all ready?
Definitely gonna get that group session. We're gonna record it. It's gonna be on.
It got to be a leg day too.
And
hello.
This nigga.
It got to be a leg day, baby.
Hello.
Yeah, we definitely gonna record it. We gonna have it up on here.
He's like already tired. He's like, nah, yo.
Man,
I love it, man.
But with that being said, man, I want to thank y'all for tuning into another episode of 7 p.m. in Philly. I'm Steve. That's Dwan. X in the building with us. Yo, peace.
Peace.
She.